I want to talk briefly about construction site injuries and some of the unique factors that might come into play in these types of claims. First off, construction sites can be very dangerous places to work, especially if it's a large project and you have multiple different companies on site at the same time. The general rule is the employer that hired you is the employer that's responsible for paying the workers' compensation benefits through their insurance policy should you sustain a work injury on the job site. That sometimes becomes a difficult question to figure out. Very often we get calls from clients that they're hired by a temp agency, or they know somebody that's on a job site and they need workers that day. These are the type of issues that arise that can create some confusion. If I'm hurt, who do I report it to? If I'm hurt, who's going to pay my bills? Who am I supposed to keep in touch with as the claim progresses? As I'm healing and I might be released to do some work, who do I call to see if there's a job available for me? Very frequently, the response from who we think the employer is, hey, they weren't working for me that day. You want to call XYZ company or call Joe Smith, who's the subcontractor we hired to do this very particular work on the job site. Your client wasn't our employee. What we do is obviously do some investigation. We look at pay stubs. We see what company is listed on there. We can also do an insurance search to try to narrow it down, to figure out if we have to file a petition, who should we list on there as the employer. And generally speaking, that gets the ball rolling. And it's up to the employer then to present that defense to a judge if it gets that far. Or what they often will do is file what we call a joinder complaint. And that is their tool to bring in the company that they think is responsible for paying the workers' comp benefits. So the key to this whole thing is don't let that confusion be the reason you don't bring a claim. And don't let that confusion be the reason you don't call an attorney to help you out. Because as we all know, if you're working on a construction site and you're not working for a large employer, you're looking for that pay day by day, week by week, and that's where workers' comp comes into play to make up for at least some of that wage loss and obviously get your medical bills paid as well. So if you're injured on a construction site and your employer's telling you that you don't qualify for workers' compensation benefits, give us a call at O'Connor Law. We'll talk you through it and we'll let you know what your options are.